Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss about the projectile motion and some tips to how to solve the questions and to derive the equations. So projectile motion is basically a two-dimensional motion, and the important point here it is that it is under the action of gravity only. All other factors are not included in it. The air resistance and the curvature of earth are neglected. So suppose we throw a body in with a initial velocity u, and when we resolve it into its rectangular component, we got it as u cos theta and u sin theta, and the distance covered by it is known as the range. Okay, now three important points that you need to remember that will help you in deriving the equations as well as to solve the questions. The number one thing is that in x direction the value of g is 0 always, and in y direction the value of g is minus g, where g is the acceleration due to gravity. Okay, the next thing is that you want to understand is that at this point B, the distance covered or displacement in y direction is 0. You see here that here the displacement in y direction is 0. That is a very important point. Okay, what are the three things? That it is equals to 0 in y direction. Okay, another important thing is that the velocity in x direction will always be u cos theta. Whichever point you want to take, it will always remain as u cos theta. But at the point of the maximum height, suppose it is a, so at this point the velocity in y direction will become 0 at the point of maximum height. This is a very important point which will help you in solving the questions as well as to derive the equations. So what are the three things that we are getting? 0, this and this. This will definitely help you while you will derive the equation and solve the question. So when we write the equation of motion, these are our first, second and third equation of motion. On x-axis we clearly on seeing these things we can write these equation on x-axis and on y-axis. So v is equals to u plus at, it will become as v is equals to u cos theta, because u cos theta is the velocity, initial velocity in the x direction, and u sin theta is the initial velocity in y direction. Here the value of a or g will become 0 in x direction, and in y direction it will be minus g. Similarly, s is equals to ut plus half at square. This a will become 0 in x direction, so it will reduce to this form, and in y direction it will be reduced with a negative sign of g here. Similarly, we can write the third equation, v square is equals to u square plus 2as. This will be comes out to be v square is equals to u square cos square theta. This will be 0 and this will be replaced by this in y direction. So this is how we can write all the three equation of motion on x-axis and y-axis in the projectile motion. Now what we are going to do, we are going to derive the time of flight. That is the time taking in covering the distance from O to B. Okay, so basically what we are going to use here, the very important point that we are going to use here is this s is equals to 0 in y direction at point B. Okay, and using this equation Okay, what we are going to get, that s is equals to 0. So this will be 0 is equals to u sine theta t minus half gt square, and this will comes out to be taking t as common, u sine theta t minus g by 2. Okay, from this we have either t is equals to 0 or u sine theta, or u sine theta minus gt by 2 is equals to 0, and this shows that t is equals to 2u sine theta over g, which is nothing but the time of flight, Similarly, we can derive the equation for the range, Okay, what we are going to do to find the range, okay, let me change the color also, okay, good. Okay, for range, what we have u cos theta multiplied by taking this equation, okay, sorry, this one, u cos theta multiplied by t, which is the time of flight, and it is 2u sine theta over g, and this is equals to s, which is nothing but our range, and we know that 2 sine theta cos theta is nothing but sine 2 theta, so it will comes out to be u square sine 2 theta over g. This is nothing but our range. Okay, so this is how we derived the time of flight as well as the range. Very simple, and the three things that you need to remember are this one, and this one to solve the questions. If you have any confusion, please comment. Thank you.